Hey everybody, this is Warwolf 2112. I'm here for not a review of any kind. I'm here with my 5 questions for atheists. I saw I Love Mess slash Ray do it. I decided I wouldn't let him be the only one to come out and give his 5 cents, so to speak. So anyway, let's get on with it. Number one, why is there something rather than nothing? There just is. There was something before we were around to sit there and say that somebody had made it. So it just is there. Yeah, energy exists. Energy exists, so it's there. That's just how it is. Uh, I'm sure someday we might find the answer. We might not. Doesn't matter. There doesn't need to be an answer. We should just appreciate the fact that we do get to exist, and leave it at that. Number two, what evidence, if any, do you find most persuasive in theism? Um, there really isn't. There isn't any. There's nothing that can't be argued out of. The only thing that I find mildly appealing about being part of any sort of religious sect is having that sense of belonging and that sense of unity that members of branches of churches of any theology have. Um, as an atheist, there really is no place of worship because we don't worship anything. Um, all we do is sit and talk, and uh, being atheist, all we are is ostracized by people who aren't or can't see our way. So, um, but that's the closest thing to appealing or persuasive to me is that sense of unity, and it's really not enough to get me to want for any change. Number three, how do you reconcile your atheism with any ultimate meaning in life? Well, to me, the ultimate meaning of life is procreation, the continuation of my species. Um, that's what the goal is for any species, and humanity is no different. Just because we can think and talk and build things doesn't mean we're any better than an elephant or a dog or anything else. So, you know, you don't have to believe in any sort of deity in order to procreate. Procreation is procreation. Aside from that, you also learn and things like that, and adapt and take in and accept. And so, I don't need any sort of theology in order to do the things that are essentially what I view as the goals of life. Um, Number four, were you raised in a religious environment? Yes and no. I'm from a broken home. Uh, my parents divorced when I was 5. My mom is Catholic. My father's an atheist. So I got to pick and choose. My dad never forced his atheism on me. Matter of fact, I didn't even realize that he was an atheist until well after I had told my mother that I was an atheist. So, and my mom's family is Catholic, and up until I was probably 7, I went to church every Sunday, went to mass. Uh, so, and uh, as far as any impact towards why I'm an atheist, there really isn't any. It wasn't that the Catholic Church that I felt that uh, all their rules or anything was holding me back or anything. It was just that at one point in my life, I woke up and I said, well, there's got to be a better reason than because God said so. And that kind of was as a theist would put it, my downfall. Um, to me, religion is a necessary evil, if you will, quote unquote. I don't really view it as evil, but it is necessary. Religion is there to keep people in line. It is there to give you something to fear, to encourage you to do right. And I don't need that encouragement. I do right because I want to do right. I can sit there and read the Bible and read the Ten Commandments and go, oh, well, I should probably do those. Those seem like to be a decent way of living. Morality is taught through religion, but it's not necessarily necessary to sit there and keep following these deities. Another big problem I have is that religion, while it does unify and it does create constructive fear, at the same time it divides. Even within the sects of Christianity, it you know Baptists and Catholics don't really get along. Uh, Jews are often ostracized. Christians and Muslims can't get along. So all it really does is keep us further divided. And if there were ever a shot at any type of unity or peace, religion shoots it in the dirt because we're not all going to get agree on the same thing. We're not all going to be able to accept the same thing. So to me, it does more to divide than it does to unite. But um, that had nothing to do with my religious upbringing, or my upbringing in church or outside the church or whatever. Um, that's just how I see things and how I've seen things since I was probably 10. So um, to me, it just doesn't. It's irrelevant whether um, I was raised in a Catholic house or an atheist house or whatever. It's just that I am how I am because of my own personal experiences, and I don't let anything else impact me, um, or that part of my life didn't impact me in either way. Um, 5. What is the end all goal of atheism activism on YouTube? Well, I can't sit here and really get into this. I'm not really an activist. I don't go around preaching atheism, um, because, as I said, any type of belief or theology is just a divider, and I believe in acceptance. And if I were to have a goal for my atheism activism, if you want to call this one video that, it would be to show that you don't have to believe in God to be a good person, and people who don't believe in a God aren't necessarily evil people. Um, I don't sit there and try to encourage others to drop what they've always known. That's just wrong. It's not right, and I would appreciate the same in return. I've made up my mind, and I am how I am, and that's it. Um, and to show that having nothing just really does, it opens up your eyes to accept everyone for however they are. Um, I have no, I can't not be friends with this person because of their religious beliefs. I can't not be friends with that person because of their religious beliefs. It, I have no boundaries like that. I can't. I can eat what I want. I can, as long as I stick to my moral being, then it really shouldn't matter whether I believe in a God or don't. It's irrelevant, and that's the message that I would like to purvey, is that what you believe shouldn't determine what kind of person you are. It should just be a little part of you, and that should be all that matters. Is that you still are good, and that would be my goal, is to get that point across, that anybody can be a good person, and no one's life is forfeit. Anyway, that's my 5 questions for an atheist. I tried to stay a little vague. I don't really want to rip into anybody because that's not my thing. But anyway, hope that helped. Thanks a lot.